You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Hey, welcome. Welcome to another episode of the TADPOG podcast.
We're still doing it.
We're still doing it.
We're still doing it. They're doing the thing.
We're not sure why, but we're still doing it.
No one's sure why.
People seem to like it. They threw a lot of money at you. I think they like it okay.
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way. People
like 130 people like it.
That's enough. That's enough people. That's enough people. I mean, it's never really enough, right? But I mean, that's enough.
Tyler and Dave play old games. This week, we broke out our Japanese sealing stickers, and we conducted a rite and sealed away the randomizer so that we could do something we wanted to do instead.
Oh, sealing stickers.
Sealing.
I was like,
the
thing under the roof?
Too country? Sealing?
Is that no? Sealing.
Sealing.
It sounds right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I just didn't know that you were talking
spirit,
about
a soul binding.
What do they call those? Like I know what you're talking about. They're like tags, right? Like the spirit tags or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a name for those, but I don't know what it is.
That one character from Inuyasha.
Yeah. Inuyasha, and then the
Master Roshi even uses some
yes,
of them.
And then the big villain, the big first villain in Joe Kelly's Deadpool run, used those.
Okay,
because he was like a real into that like spirituality stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Good counter to like Deadpool. Like he was essentially a monk, but he was like an evil monk. So it's like
okay. We paid 1,000,000 yen to summon a kitsune spirit that gave us those tags and steal away the randomizer.
Welcome to our furry episode of Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. Tyler and Dave Play Old Games in fursuits.
I like Brandon Sanderson. So I just finished his second book in this one series called Starsight. It's his sort of sci-fi take. And in it, he mentions that humans have this sort of basically plane jumping ability. They aren't the only species in the universe that does this. There's this other species that look like tiny foxes, and apparently they met the humans millennia ago. But humans just thought they were tiny, cute pet spirits. So he kind of calls back to the kitsune in Japanese mythology.
That's cool.
But
does he mention tails?
Miles
per hour?
But this week, just because of Revolution X and Usurper Grimm,
yeah,
those two fighting a conflux point where we played with the Super Scope.
Yeah, we got the Super Scope. Grimm graciously sent us this box Super Scope.
Amazing.
He heard about me. He heard about me losing that auction when I was like trying to get one.
Yeah,
and so we got it. We wanted to play with it.
Yeah.
So of course we throw in the Super Scope 6.
So we
came with it.
Yeah. So I think for today we discussed doing an episode over the Super Scope and Super Scope 6. We did play some other games, but we'll get to those eventually.
There it is. Show's over, everybody. You got what you came for.
But first, we'll talk about the Super Scope and the Super Scope 6 package game that came with it. But before that, one, there's a package here.
A package.
Got a package.
I think that's our last one in the queue.
All right. This is a receipt from Heatonist, which I know Heatonist, that's who supplies the stuff for Hot Ones.
Mm-hmm. Who?
Hot Ones, good people. TV producer of the Hot One game show, not so nice people.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. This sounds like something that you just made up on the spot.
Made up
without any experience whatsoever.
You're right, I did.
That's weird.
These are badass looking boxes.
Those are cool looking boxes.
Stay spicy. Fragile, do not freeze, stay spicy.
Stay spicy, don't get murdered.
So, in this very cool box Oh, shit. I'm sure these are both the same thing. So it's one for me and one for you.
Oh, man, that's so great. I hope that's the case. I love it when
It is.
it's
It
the
is.
same thing, both. Yeah, that's great.
Here, I'll just go ahead and pass this over to you. Because
Thank you.
inside, and I'm going to keep this box and add it to my trophy shelf.
Oh, man. This is really nice packaging. Like, this is
Yeah.
insane. Like, as a designer, this is like, it's giving me a design boner.
First we feast, Hot Ones, The Last Dab, XXX hot sauce.
They're saving 1X. There's going to be a 4X. We all know it.
My flashlight so I can see this bad boy. Heat level 10 out of 10. So I guess the other Last Dabs were...
I thought the Last Dab Redux was like, I thought it was hot, man.
Caution, the hottest sauce on Hot Ones cranks the spice levels to even higher with the special XXX rated version of the Last Dab. 3 distinct strains of Smokin' Ed Curry's most infamous chilies, Pepper X, Chocolate Pepper X,
I'm sorry,
and Peach Pepper X.
Could you please read Pepper X in the voice of Krang?
Pepper X!
Nailed it. All right.
Shredder! When are you going to get me my body?
I wish everyone could see what you were doing with your hands.
Like they're his tendrils.
It's like Krang's T-Rex arms.
Pepper X, go! Chocolate Pepper X and Peach Pepper X.
The beginning was a pretty good Miss Piggy.
Those neutrinos just want to have fun. Combined to smoke out celebrity guests and fans alike. Add a dab to your favorite food, and this Hot Ones continue on the Hot Ones tradition.
Nice. So I think the big difference between this and
This looks like Jack's diarrhea.
Yay!
It is not an appealing looking sauce.
Yeah, this is
Packaging
nice.
is nice.
This is a really nice label, dude. It's printed on foil. It looks like. Yeah, this is really nice. I guess the big difference between this and the Last Dab Redux is that it added the Peach Pepper X, because I know the Redux had Pepper X and Chocolate Pepper X.
But I believe this is from Kira and Bunny.
Yes, this is from Kira and Bunny. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank y'all.
Because I see who it was billed to, so I can only assume that is Kira.
Yep, it's from Kira and Bunny. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. All right.
Do you want to try it? You got some chips.
Yeah, we gotta crack this open and try.
You got some on the border Mexican grill cantina style chips. The heat is on.
Oh fuck!
You smelled it.
Woo!
You smelled it. You done fucked up. Man, even the plastic that seals the damn thing is nice. It's like got a spot varnish on it. Like this was some expense. Like I don't know how much this was. You've got the receipt, I guess, but like, I mean, this has to be at least $25.
It doesn't say how much
bottle.
it is.
But on the packaging alone, I mean, the packaging's
Very
really
nice.
good.
It's very nice. Well, I'm gonna try this and have to chug the rest of this bottle of wine, so I'm gonna get real weird real quick.
Yeah, you're gonna get the hiccups, I bet.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me have this Monster Energy Ultra Rosa. I haven't had it yet, so I'll be chugging it, I'm sure.
How was that?
It's okay. It's
all
okay.
right, it's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, it's all right. I can't find the Ultra Black anymore, which is like the cherry flavored one.
Ultra Black is good.
That's my shit. But so I've switched, I guess, to I think it's called Sunrise Orange, which
Okay.
is good. But it's like there are so many things that orange does not go with. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to eat 2 slices of Supreme Pizza while drinking an orange flavored beverage.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Grab me a chippy.
Chippy. Speaking of Chippy, I love your hat from a D&D game we played several years ago.
Yeah, you're the dwarf game. That
The last game I ran in person. Dungeons and Dragons, not role playing. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, it is a trucker hat that it's black and it just has white block letters on it that says surface. Because man, I played as I started.
It was an Underdark game, so it was entirely underground.
Right, and then we got to go to the surface, and the dwarf that I was playing fucking loved it and went crazy because it was like Disney World to him, or Vegas. I think it's probably more like it. And I think we just kind of wound up at like a pretty small town with like a tavern and stuff. And Thorin was like, "Yeah." How much did you put on there? You look like you put quite a bit.
And then Alona. You also went to the service and met a goddess.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Let's be real.
It gave you some good items.
Yep. That character was like almost proto chili dog. Like
I'm just here to have fun, man.
pretty much. Yeah, because I previously played a dwarven druid in the Underdark, which was a horrible decision. I hated that.
They should be good, but they're not. They put so many restrictions on the Underdark, which is fucking dumb.
Because it's like, oh, I can't cast this spell because I can't see the sky.
I tried to spice it up with you with some good like homebrew sort of stuff, but not too
much.
Oh no. Woo.
Oh, I can smell it on my finger. Yeah. Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
You can't eat that much. You can't eat that much of it. You gotta scoop like some of that off.
I'll eat this much. It's gonna be horrible.
Oh, man.
I haven't been eating spicy stuff. But this is gonna.
We're gonna have to stop the podcast.
We might have to.
We're gonna take a break.
We might have to take a break. In all honesty, like this is a lot. This is like
that is as much as they give you. That is a scoop of wasabi when they give you for sushi.
This is a lot.
That is how much the last dab XXX. Dude, are you sure you want to do that?
I mean, sure, let's do it, right? That's a lot, though. This is gonna suck.
That's a lot. I mean, that's really a lot.
I want to stress that this is gonna suck.
We might have see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna record tomorrow.
You're definitely gonna have to record tomorrow. Oops, I put too much hot sauce on here.
This is the first week we really haven't anything to publish.
This looks like weirdly. This kind of like reminds me of it's like kind of got like a grainy texture to it.
It looks sort of like mustard,
or like soupy hummus.
Yeah,
like oops, I fucked the hummus up.
Put too much olive oil in the hummus.
Exactly. Oh yeah, olive oil. I guess that's in there, huh? All right. Yeah, it's a big one. I'm gonna do it. It's a big chip too. It's gonna suck.
It would have to be a much like the size of this table chip to compensate.
Oh man, now I'm nervous. At first I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
You should be.
At first I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it, surface!" But now I'm like, "Man, Tyler's concerned. Maybe I shouldn't do this."
Because you can't do like the one chip challenge. Just shove that bad boy back there.
I know. I gotta really chew this shit up, right?
Yep.
Let me see how much you got on there.
Not nearly as much as you do.
I don't even see it from here.
I just put a little bit on there. I got a little bit on there.
Here, scrape some of this off,
man. Just because I'm worried about you.
No.
Let me dip a little bit.
No, I'm doing this.
Because I just got the last dab on mine.
This is a dab.
Whew.
This is a dab. Yeah, if like
that's a blort.
This is like the equivalent of the Flintstones when he orders the ribs and they put it on the side of the car. The car flips over. Yeah. That's what this is. That
is the Brontosaurus ribs of the last dabs.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna eat this.
Okay,
it's gonna suck. Yeah, it's gonna be awful.
Man.
So I'm sorry if we can't record the rest of this podcast. You might have to carry the first 45 minutes of this if you could.
All right.
I'm more worried about what I got on my finger because I'm going to forget that's there.
Yeah.
And I am definitely going to have some frisky alone time. That's going to
hurt. Poor Nikki.
Yeah.
Hey, come here real quick.
Man, she's such a good sport because I eat so much hot shit that it's like
because I just shove my spicy fingers wherever. She's a good sport.
It's just I just feel like hey, look, just
she knows I hate washing my hands, so she's very understanding.
Yeah, it is actually a miracle. I have not died yet of COVID. No, I wash my hands a lot. We don't have running water here in the Holland deck. That's my biggest concern.
I mean, I've got Dasani in there, but so it's like my D&D character who worshiped Erythnal, and part of his thing was he did not wash his hands. So when he died, he could show his god all the blood he'd spilled.
Oh shit! What character was that?
That was Clades in Josh's game.
Oh man, I haven't heard about that one a whole lot. I don't think.
Yep, he wore gloves everywhere he went, except when he got into battle. He'd take his gloves off so he'd get them bloody, and then put his gloves back on.
Cool. All right, yeah, I'm gonna eat this big old blort.
Oh man, that's a full blort.
It is a full blort.
Okay,
you ready?
Yep.
Let me smell it. Oh, man, it smells good.
It smells good, but it's strong.
Like that, I can smell that peach. Yep. You know, what would that be good? That'd be good on like a chicken taco or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, man,
make a good mole.
Oh yeah, I fucked up some chili the other day, like, because much like when I poured it on this chip, because it was the last dab Redux, and I was like, I'm gonna put some of this in the chili. Blort, blort. It's like, oh, fuck. And it's
like Casey pouring the Malort during the
yeah. It was like way too much.
That shouldn't have been audible.
Yeah. And I had to tell Nikki, I was like, this took a lot. I had to like fucking be like, I ruined this chili. Like, this chili is inedible. It is, I cannot eat it. Like, it doesn't have, I can't taste anything. It's just like, like when you blow out a speaker, you turn the volume all the way up and it's just like, like that's what it tasted like.
I remember last time Shake was in town, he was over at my house, and he was really hungry at 2 a.m. I was like, well, I've got some extra chicken and dumplings my mom sent over here. So I warmed that up for us. He's like, I feel like I want some spice. So I gave him that Dave's Insanity Carolina Reaper sauce, and he just fucking put it on there like it was ketchup on fries. He's big about not wasting things. Like, that is his personal thing. So I was like, dude, you just made a mistake. Oh, dude, it's not going to be that hot. All right, man.
Depending on which Dave's Insanity it was, I mean, that could be like really.
It was fucking hot because he took 3 or 4 bites and he was like, "Oh god damn it, I'm gonna eat it, but oh my god."
I took a photograph to document the.
The glorp.
Yeah, the glorp. The blort of
the blort.
All right.
All right.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
See you on the other side. Oh yeah. Oh boy. My gums are tingling.
Oh, man.
That's hot. That is a tasty sauce, though.
It does have flavor to it. It's not just heat.
It is sweet. Yeah, it's hot, though. It is hot.
I thought it was going to knock me on my ass. It's hot. Like, I can feel the distinct burn on my tongue, but it's not overwhelming me.
Blurt update. There was a lot of it, so it went everywhere. That's a hot boy.
I don't think that's as hot as the Alabama Slamma sauce or whatever that we got.
Oh, dude. That hot sauce that I was so drunk at TADPOG prom that I think Paul Anderson brought.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was like, holy God. Like,
it was hot, yeah.
That was the hottest hot sauce I've ever had. I can't remember the name of it. Stretch.
Yeah.
It was something Stretch.
Death Stretch.
Death Stretch, something like that, yeah. And it was like, yeah, everyone who, I think I mentioned this on the show, but everyone who tried that essentially just paced around for 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was. I tried it when I got there. That was fucking, that sauce and that Alabama Slammer sauce those were both like, I did not expect this.
Yeah, this was good. Because
you're doing all right. You're doing okay.
I mean, I got tears for sure. I don't feel like I'm doing okay. I feel like I'm doing better than that Stretch stuff, though. Because that stuff was like, body was just like, nope, you're dying. This is poison. You are dying. But yeah, I'm crying. And I'm afraid to touch my face because,
we can get you some paper towels.
Thank you for this.
You are welcome. Because I didn't have anywhere near as much. And I'm like, I'm not hiccupy because it wasn't like a kick in the teeth like the other sauces were. Like, it's still, but it is a lingering, long burn. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine having still as much as you did right then. Ooh.
Thank you for the milk. That, like, otherwise, because that heat, I could tell that heat was going to stick around for a while.
Mm. Yeah, but my tongue, right where where it initially hit my tongue is definitely like, it's like a cigarette burn just right there. So that's how much your whole mouth must feel.
Yeah, the worst part of it was when I bit into it, like a little blort, definitely went like right down my throat. And it's like, I felt that just like nice little burn. Yeah, that was a lot. I'm sorry. If I were to be on some kind of like, I don't know, let's just say some kind of hot sauce game show trivia. Let me slip into that mode. Oh my God! That's what they're looking for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's almost as if they would have told us that's what they were looking for.
What they might have.
What they might have had anything like
hypothetically.
Hypothetically. If we were on some sort of Frank's Red Hot competition, I don't know.
Right. Oh man. Yeah. Woo. Thank you, Kira. Thank you, Bunny. My glasses are, can you see it?
A little foggy.
A little foggy, yeah. Woo, all right. You sent me a reminder for an intro story. Something about septic?
So, this work has been kind of just worrying and just getting ready to get fucked up by COVID-19.
Sure, yeah.
So, one of our bosses came down from corporate to stick around. He was like, "Hey, I'm here to help. you guys make sure you take the weekend off. If we can squeeze in some other days, we will. So don't even worry about this place this weekend. I've got it. I was like, okay, cool. I'll get some schoolwork done, see the kids from 6 feet away. Like, it'll be a good weekend. Well, no, then my septic tank decides to nah, we're going to throw everything up into your bathtub.
Yay! All right, cool. Yeah, that's great. That's happened to me before. Not septic, but sewer.
Yeah.
Same difference, but.
It was because the toilets wouldn't really flush. Then Melissa tried to do some laundry, and that all just,
dude.
all of that went to bathtub, just gray water.
Yep. That's when you discover. Yeah, that's always when you discover. We recently had, this was like just a few weeks ago, we had sewer problems.
Yeah.
This was right around the time where it's like, oh, you're going to be laid off this week. Like, it was around then. Yeah.
That's why whenever it was like, okay, everybody seal yourself inside your homes. My dryer went out. And then it's okay, you're about to get fucked at work. Oh, your septic tank's fucked. You've been totally fine for the last 4 years.
Sure. Yeah. We constantly have. We've got a pipe that's got roots in it or something. So that's every year.
Of mine because it's right beside a tree.
Yeah. And it's every year we got to get the guy to come out and get those roots out.
See, I was told to flush salt down once a month.
Oh, really?
It'll kill all that shit.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Have you tried it yet?
Nope, not yet. Because I need to flush yeast to replenish the good bacteria in it from it having to be suctioned out.
Right, because you have the septic. Yeah, you have to worry about that. Yeah.
And then flush salt down it to kill all the tree roots trying to get in it.
Okay.
So.
All right, I might try that.
Yeah. But.
I'm still struggling over
once
here.
that happens, my dad comes over. We try to plunge everything, thinking we go get a toilet snake, try to feed him that down.
Toilet snake?
Toilet snake. Nothing. So it's all right, well, we got to call somebody. This is Saturday, so we make a call. Please, can we get somebody out here ASAP? Nope, we'll see you on Monday. Oh, shit. So then, but Melissa knows a girl we graduated with, her sibling does some sort of septic system. So she gets a hold of her on Facebook. She's like, okay, here, call my brother. Here's his number. So he did, and he came out right away. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
So my dad and I get shovels, and we have to dig out the clean out trap and trying to find the lid to the septic tank and all that shit.
So your clean out was full, I'm assuming.
Clean out was fine. So
really?
it was just behind the clean out, right? Leading into the septic tank was super, super clogged.
Gotcha.
Just so now, the
that's
guy
not
went
a good
over.
Spot to have roots between the house and the clean out.
Not
That's
all.
not good.
So once the guy comes over, he pops it open. He has this super deluxe, all the right tools for it. So we're told we got to make sure no tampons are flushed anymore.
Oh, y'all have been flushing tampons? Can't do that.
There weren't very many, so I guess I don't know. They could have been from before we came in.
Sure.
Or it's a new deal for some of the kids.
Right.
I don't know.
Sure.
A lot of grease. So don't pour grease down your drains, which I know that. I don't know how long that had been going on before we got here or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then hair. So just all that, had to clean all that out. And so while he's doing that, he's talking to me and my dad. He's probably a little bit older than us.
Okay.
And he's talking about how he just sold off part of his business. He did a lot of Kitmos. And he's like, but I'm tired of dealing with all the Kitmos. I sold that off. No matter what you do, they're never clean enough and never good enough. And I made the mistake of setting up some, and he named the park. I forget what he said, but I set them up at this park. And
oh god,
before I did at the time when I set them up, I did not know that was the homosexual park.
Is that like Jurassic Park?
They find a way. So I was like, yeah. So I had to go out there every damn day to patch up holes in the Kitmos in the homosexual park. Because what they would do is they would push them things together, bore a hole in the middle, and make glory holes all the time.
Did he truly use the phrase
said glory holes? my dad, that was pretty funny. My dad talking about glory holes.
So your dad knew. That's when you learned that your dad knows what a glory hole is.
I think he laughed, so I assume he knew, or he filled in very quickly what the hole of glory would have thrust through it. He's like, I'm serious. I had to go out there and eventually I had to take him down, having to separate him and put him up.
Oh God!
I was like, oh, okay.
I had to get a broom and chase him out.
Get out of there! Quit sucking dick in my Kitmos.
All right, the biggest important question.
You see each other both go in there. There's a hole. Just do it face to face in somebody's house.
Did he?
That's a turlet. don't suck dick around turds in the turlet.
Yeah, I mean, that's just good hygiene. I mean, really.
COVID-19 exists in fecal matter. Have you read the report?
Yeah. Oh, I've read it. I have read it. Oh, man. Did he get you settled, though? Are you good?
Oh, yeah, we're all
Subject's
good. All good.
So he did a good job.
He did a good job.
What I expected that to go, I expected he was going to try to sell you Kitmos. He's like, can't fix it, but I do have slightly used Kitmos.
Just don't try to stick your dick in it. Well, I guess if you and your wife within the bounds of holy matrimony, if you were to do such a thing, you may get a his and hers Kitmo set up, bore a hole in it.
That's like the worst showcase showdown ever.
For 2 glory hole Kitmos.
How much is a Kitmo?
I don't know. These are expertly covered midnight black.
Yeah.
So they blend in with the night and no one knows what's going on.
You do not want a dark colored portable toilet. Like, that's just a guess. I mean, you probably like for your own private use, maybe, but like a public one, not a fucking chance. God, man. Every time I think about portable toilets, it makes me think of the Renaissance Festival because it's like they always have those set up and it's always like fucking August and it's just turds baking because it's like a turd oven, essentially.
Yeah, it is. They're the
just
worst.
basting in piss.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just if turds were to sweat, you're just in that box with them, just moist, hot turd sweat.
Moist, hot turd sweat. I want that on a cookie factory cookie. Oh my God.
Oh man. God, I hate a hot Kitmo.
I hate portable toilets in general. Like, I will straight up like really hold some stuff in if it's like, oh no, I can't do that.
Well, the one that we were on the way to Atlanta and we stopped at that one gas station that had them diverted out to like these full nice trailers. Those were okay.
Those were nice. I remember
a palatial Kitmo.
Yeah, they were like surprisingly nice. I remember walking in to that one and being like, oh yeah, people definitely suck dick in these.
I mean, if I had to suck a dick in a Kitmo, this
would be the one.
This is the dick sucking
Tyler,
Kitmo.
Come here.
See if you can push the other one beside this one.
They were spacious. I remember going in there and being like, oh man, these are like Hollywood set Kitmos. Like, this is good stuff. Yeah, that was wild. We did have to wait. Yeah, they were like mini trailers essentially because they had like you remember those? They had like steps you had to climb to get inside one. Yeah, that was a real deal.
No, it was. It's like, okay, well, this isn't that bad. This is okay.
I'm sorry your Saturday was bad.
Shitty?
Yeah. Hey. Mine was really good. I had a really good Saturday. Mm-hmm. Henry's like, he's like really into watching movies now, and because he's been out of preschool because preschool is not in session, neither is daycare. He's been spending a lot more time with my mom again.
Yeah,
and it's like she has been essentially she doesn't know like what kids like, and so she's been like.
I remember your dad liked this Willow movie. Yeah. Here.
Well, Ghostbusters, and it's like Ghostbusters, and it's like there's a ghost sucks Dan Aykroyd's dick in that movie, and my son's 5. But like
he was horrified. He was like, "Man, Dan Aykroyd let himself go, didn't he, Daddy?"
Wait till you watch My Girl. That's the role of Dan Aykroyd you'll remember forever because you'll be so sad. He was in My Girl, right? He was the dad. He was the dad in My Girl,
remember.
Right?
I remember the one scene from My Girl. That's all the memories I have of it.
Yeah. But
here's nothing but trouble. Let's just show you all the Dan Aykroyd stuff that's going to scar you.
He was like, I remember, and I had a conversation with Nikki. I was like, I'm really glad because he's into Ghostbusters, man. And like, Law Dennis, he sent Henry, like is it Playmobil or Playmobil? How do you pronounce it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's one or the other. And it's like he sent him like the Ghostbusters station, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
And he loves it, dude.
You gotta
and
get him
I
some
love
binoculars.
it too.
You gotta get him some slinkies.
Yeah,
to make his imaginary friends.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So like, don't worry, he's made his own binoculars out of like toilet paper tubes. I can't keep
if
this. If
anybody's been a very long time fan of TADPOG, they'll get that deep cut to my childhood.
But like. So we got him because he loved it so much for like Christmas. We got him the Ecto 1 that goes with it, and like
Awesome.
a whole bunch of other like Ghostbusters stuff. So he hates the cartoon, by the way. Real Ghostbusters. He's like, he'll this is like a testament that cartoon was not good. Because I remember being a kid and thinking the same thing, where it's like, this intro is great. I love this intro. And then the cartoon starts and it's like, yeah, all right. Okay. Can we watch the intro like 4 more times?
That doesn't look like Egon.
Right, exactly. He's not blonde. What is this? But anyway, like I told Nikki, I was like, man, I'm worried he's gonna have nightmares. And she's like, yeah, me too. But I mean, what's done is done, I guess. And
I'm more concerned he's gonna get a ghost fetish. That's how that starts.
Yeah. Just ask Kesha. Sure enough, yeah, he's having like dreams about vampires and shit now. And I even had I was like, there are no vampires in Ghostbusters. But because of that, because he watched Ghostbusters, like on Saturday, I was like, well, fuck it. Like, he's already seen Ghostbusters. He's begging to watch Ghostbusters 2, like begging to watch Ghostbusters 2. And it's like, fine, we'll watch Ghostbusters 2. We'll watch it together. That way, if you get like scared or anything, we're here. He's fine. He's not scared. He's not scared until he like is dreaming, I guess.
Yeah.
So we watched Ghostbusters 2. He thought I loved it because it's like every moment where I thought like something that was like, oh God, this is too scary. I look over and he is just laughing. And it's like, where I'm reminded, it's like, oh yeah, Ghostbusters 2 is actually pretty bad. And like, it's just, it's funny. And like, then after that, we watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
Oh, all right.
That was great. And man, I hadn't seen
Has he
that.
not seen the very first one?
No, we haven't watched the first one because it's like I had the choice to make. I was like,
He's familiar enough with Turtles that he could watch the second one.
yeah, totally. Yeah, he could watch the second one. And like the first one is definitely a better movie, but like the second one is still a good movie.
It's more fun.
And it's more fun, yeah. And so he liked that. And then like when that
He doesn't want to see Raph in a bathtub for 3 days, just Leonardo crying over him.
Can I tell you the real like thought that went through my mind where I was like trying to weigh between the two? I was like, well, Raphael says damn in this one, so we're gonna go with Turtles 2. Where I think like the worst word that's used is I mean, Super Shredder's intense at the end of that movie.
Super Shredder
I forgot.
is intense.
He is fucking intense.
You kind of
dude.
see it. You'd think you hit the climactic battle and they up the ante. Like it was good.
Yeah, it was, and also doesn't make any sense. Like that drinking that ooze or whatever would
makes his helmet bigger.
Right. Well, it's like, oh man, we were watching it and it's like Henry didn't, I guess he's familiar with the Turtles, but I guess not so much the villains.
Yeah.
And like he is of this age right now where it's like really important who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. And so we're watching it and like Shredder comes in like with his fucking like circular saw helmet, you know, like the helmet that he's made out of like circular saw blades at Lowe's. And it's like, he was like, that guy looks cool. And I thought to myself, I'm like, this is going to blow his mind. I go, he's the bad guy. And I saw the look on his face, just like, he was just like, no, I said the bad guy looks cool. And I was like, but he does look cool.
The bad guy looks cool. Yep. Here's a Magneto comic. Here's a Venom comic. Here's a Deadpool comic.
Yeah, for real. And it's like, but when he was like, he looks cool, I was like, yeah, I love his Tiger King cape. That he, like, what was that?
He's right.
So yeah, it was good. Then we watched Onward. I don't know if you've seen Onward yet, but totally you should see it. Like it's the new Pixar movie, and it is like straight up like D&D. I mean, it is like it's good. It's good. The biggest criticism I've heard about it is that it is like less like a Pixar movie and more like a DreamWorks movie. But I cried during it, so that means it's a Pixar movie to me. Because I don't think I've ever cried during a DreamWorks movie. So yeah, it was good.
So he's probably ready for Naruto then.
I don't know that he's ready for Naruto. Yeah, I don't think he's ready for Naruto. The anime that he likes is 100% Teacher Pascal, which is like definitely like, I don't know. It's like totally, I've watched it with him. He has watched that a bunch of times. And it is like, yeah, this is fine for kids, but it also works like on a, like at least a little bit of a grown level, I suppose. Speaking of Magneto, we also played like, man, this age is so good because like he wanted to hook up the Xbox 360. Wow, talk about a console that I haven't like even thought about in a long time.
Yeah.
But like this weekend, fuck man, we cleaned and cleaned and cleaned. And it's like I reorganized the office. We like moved a bookshelf into his room. We moved a shelf out of the office, a bookshelf, and brought it into the living room. Like we moved some fucking furniture around. And because of that, like I pulled out all the old consoles and stuff. And it's like he loves the Rock Band drums. And he's just like begging me, like, and he calls it the HDMI 60, and he's like, please get the HDMI 60, please plug it, hook up the HDMI 60, and it's like for the fourth time, it's an Xbox 360. So I hook it up, and he doesn't even want to play with.
It's the HDMI X1.
Yeah, actually, his naming convention's way better than Microsoft's naming conventions. Way better. But so we hook it up, and of course he doesn't even want to use the drums. He wants to use the fight stick, right? So we hook up the fight stick, and I'm like looking for a game for him to play, and the X-Men arcade game is on there, and it's like, fuck yeah, let's do that. He's like, look, man, you've watched Ghostbusters 2, you've watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, you're ready for X-Men arcade. So we get that going.
Tomorrow we start Frasier. Buckle the fuck up.
Come on, Seinfeld first, please. Seinfeld first. But then like it was one of those where it's like, fine, let's do it. Let's play X-Men. And I was amazed that fucking 360 started up. Like I was hooking it, I'm plugging it in. I'm like, okay, we're going to turn this on. We're going to be greeted by a red ring. I promise you that's what's going to happen. No, it was fine. Everything was fine. And it was weird seeing my Microsoft Live avatar, like me in a fucking Beatles rock band shirt. Like, and it was like, even Nikki was like, wow, that's a blast from the past. Man, we played X-Men, and it was fucking amazing because it's like, again, he's on this good guy, bad guy thing. So it's like, he's asking me, he's like, who are those characters? And it was on the villain screen. And I was like, well, that's Pyro. These are the bad guys. And he said, I don't want to play as a bad guy. I was like, don't worry. You cannot. These are who you can choose. And I was like,
don't worry. That's what you'll do in D&D in about 10 years.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I was like, here are the characters you can play as. And I was like, this is Cyclops. He can shoot lasers from his eyes. I want to be Cyclops. It's like, I haven't even gone. I want to be Cyclops. But there are other. I want to be Cyclops. Okay.
Let me tell you about Colossus.
That's fine.
And Nightcrawler. Come on, kid.
Right. No, locked into Cyclops. We started playing, and then because I was playing as Wolverine, and he was like, I want to switch characters. So we switched characters, and we're going through, and he's like, who's that? I was like, that's Storm. And he was like, what does she do? I was like, she can control the weather. And he's like, okay, I want to play Storm. I want to play Storm.
Okay.
I was like, okay, great. He plays Storm. I'm like, I'm going to change it up since I played Wolverine. I'm going to play as Colossus. And it's like, he's a big dude, turns into metal. It's great. You're going to love him. It's going to be fantastic. So we start playing, and then everybody knows this. Everyone who's played the arcade game knows Colossus is. Everyone knows who's been to MagFest or has met Shake or tunes into the TADPOG stream.
Yeah, subscribe to TADPOG.
Right. Knows that that's the sound that Colossus makes when he mutes out.
His often touted mutant power.
Henry is convinced that Colossus is going, Storm! So for at least
they have a Ralph Cramden type relationship.
So like for at least
one of these days, Storm.
Pow! I was like, well, actually, sometimes Colossus will pick
Boom,
up.
pow to the USSR.
Sometimes Colossus will pick up Wolverine and throw him. So really, I mean, really technically, you should be Wolverine, but it's fine. This is fine. It's going to be great. So,
You'll one day wish for a dedicated button for that.
Yeah, exactly. What would the Be Wolverine button do in X-Men Arcade? Just give you an extra Wolverine?
Yeah, you'd be Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Would you be Wolverine with like a circular saw helmet? Because like that's the upgrade.
Bone Claw Wolverine. That's who pops in.
Oh man,
Feral.
I wasn't a fan. I didn't like Feral.
Nope.
The adamantium's like that's a big deal.
It's a very big
It's
deal.
a big deal.
Very big deal.
And it's like also
brings him from S class to like B class.
Yeah, totally. And I get the appeal, and I get like I love that arc. Like I love like when Magneto ripped the fucking adamantium out of Wolverine's body. Like I remember that moment.
That comic is hanging on my wall.
Yeah, and it's like I've got at least 2 copies of that because I remember like wearing it out as a kid, you know, just reading it over and over again. I remember reading that in a Shodies.
I remember reading it in Walmart because I pulled it out. It was in the comic book section when Walmart had that.
Oh, that brings me back, dude. Walmart comics.
Over by the pharmacy? Yeah.
That brings me back. Yeah, it's like, man, I could sit in this blood pressure machine and read X-Men while mom shops for tampons.
I'll pretend Magneto is trying to pull me away with this blood pressure machine.
And that shit has started.
Magneto! He's torturing me.
That's the Weapon X machine.
They're injecting it into me.
You're right. You're wearing a colander over your head. In the fucking
he's playing machine. Wolverine. You leave him alone.
Yeah.
He could be doing drugs, but he's not. He's playing Wolverine in Walmart.
That is true. Did you ever use that line on your parents?
My mom used that line on my dad when he yelled at me for playing Diablo 2.
I love it. What was
my dad? He click, 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 like 3 feet behind him in the family computer. Click, 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 click. Tyler, stop it. Randy could be out doing drugs.
What was your preferred class in Diablo 2?
Amazon.
Okay.
Oddly enough, Amazon.
Why oddly enough?
Because it kind of sucked.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went Paladin.
I remember trying to play against Shake. Or was I Sorcerer? I think maybe I was Sorcerer first. And Wes beat my ass with this Paladin.
I just found a little bit of that hot sauce in my teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just picked it out. That's a little chippy. That's a little chippy's back. Sorry, go ahead.
Then I think whenever we all talked about making a little guild in Diablo 2, like I was like, well, I'll be Amazon so somebody else can do something. I'll try something different. And Shakes and Necromancer fucking beat my ass every day of the week.
Damn.
Nobody's business.
I had a similar
mostly because he was like, summon lag.
I had a similar experience because I played as a paladin and his whole build is like a thorns build. It was like the most boring
I'm
thing.
going to stand here.
Right, exactly.
Good luck.
Most boring thing possible. And I remember like feeling like, but I would like tear through levels, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like without even really doing anything. And I remember that Captain Gunner, John Turley, was also playing. And like I don't think he had even played Diablo 1. And he was like new at Diablo 2. And he was a barbarian. And it's like, let's fight. Fucking murdered me. Like, I mean, it was like not even a fucking fight because it's like my thorns are not doing anything to him.
Wow.
And he had like dual wield. I mean, like I think he had like axes or like the one would like freeze you. So it's just constantly just like, I can't do anything. I'm fucking stun locked like constantly. Just beat my ass.
Don't you fucking hate that? Because I remember like, in no situation in PvP, but did I ever remotely do well. It made me so mad. Like, I didn't like competition to begin with, but this makes me hate competition for the rest of my life.
Well, what made me so mad was like, I promise I'm good at Diablo 1. Let's play Diablo 1.
Well, let's get the fucking dungeon.
Right. Let me jump you when you're not expecting it, and I will win.
Because I remember, God, trying to face Wes in Diablo 2, just like my sorcerer just casting a spell, run, hope I get mana. And then it's just Paladin who is outpacing me, just got Zeal cranked all the way up, and he just beats me in the face like 40 punches. I die. He's still punching.
And then when he's done, he puts his gloves on.
Yep. But God, it just Shakes Necromancer. I think Josh was playing a Barbarian, and his Barbarian could not fucking touch Shakes Necromancer. Like, no contest.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only played through that game once as a Paladin, and then I was like, all right, I finished Diablo 2, and then I was done with it. I know, like, that game had legs for a lot of people. Like,
Blake still plays it.
Dude, and like, even I remember going to college, and it was like people still playing Diablo 2, like well into college even, and it's like, wow. But it makes sense. Diablo 3 took forever to come out, and all makes sense.
I don't think it was as good.
I liked it better.
You did?
Yeah, I liked it better, but that's because I only played Diablo 2 once, you know?
Okay.
John beat my ass and was like, fine, I'll finish the game on single player.
We'll wait for the third one.
Yep, exactly.
Now let's build up the Patreon event. Dave Moore versus John Turley, Diablo 3.
No. Diablo 1. That's the one that I could cheese the fuck out of. He has a chance in Diablo 3. Oh man, I remember playing as the caster in Diablo 1, and it's just like that like the mage is just straight up built for PvP even when you're not meaning to, because it's like all the spells are just like, yeah, we're gonna hurt the enemies, but also your party. Like they're definitely going to be collateral damage. You wanna talk about the
I guess we can talk about that Super Scope thing now.
Now, like an hour into the show,
We walked back. I mean, we talked about 90s movies and 80s movies, so we had to walk back through some shit.
That is true.
But speaking of more shit in the 90s, though, Super Scope 6.
The Super Scope 6.
Do you hear that, Dave?
I do hear that. It sounds like, oh God, someone's playing Diablo 2. It sounds like.
And doing drugs.
And oh God,
the worst.
The unholy
That was
combination.
actually a heroin needle. Just tapping it to try to get more out of it. It was, yeah.
Of course I hear that heroin needle pumping Diablo 2 in the
Maxwell
veins.
Silver Hammer just going to town.
Of course I hear that, which ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. I want to start out with the Super Scope. The Super Scope. Okay, guys. The Super Scope. Sold as the Nintendo Scope in Europe and Australia, which was really weird to see. I watched, I don't know what country he was from in Europe, but I watched a dude play the Nintendo Scope. And man, seeing the Super Scope 6 title screen, which is really just a black screen with red letters. Yeah, seeing that come on and not say Super Scope 6, it said Nintendo Scope 6. And it's like, it was like one of those Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles moments where it's like, why change the name?
Yeah.
But anyway, apparently super in European territories also alludes to evil assassins. The Super Scope is a first-party light gun peripheral for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It is the successor to the NES Zapper. Tyler,
I never really thought about that, but yeah, I guess that's right.
when you were a kid, did you have an NES as well?
For just a little while.
So it wasn't like a main console
for like
or anything?
a week. I
I see. So
we took it back, waited a month, got a Super Nintendo.
Oh, that's right. I remember that story now. Did you have the Zapper, the light gun?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
Well, no, we played Duck Hunt, so I think I did. Yeah.
Do you like...
No power pad, but I think we had the Zapper.
Yeah, I never had the power pad either. The Zapper was like pretty common with that like Duck Hunt, Super Mario like bundle.
Package, yeah.
Do you like... I know you had a Super Scope as a kid, right?
Yeah, I did.
Do you have like... I mean, do you prefer one over the other? Like, do you prefer the Zapper or do you prefer the Super Scope or...
I think the Super Scope is more fun, but you could definitely not play it as long as you can play with the Zapper.
Yeah, we experienced fatigue.
Scope syndrome real quick.
Right. Yeah, but I don't think the flip side of that is I don't think that like I never got to play with a Super Scope as a kid. Mm-hmm. But I feel like my kid endurance and like would push me through the limits. You know what I mean? The physical limitations, because it'd be like, this is so cool.
On our old battered bodies.
Exactly. I feel like, okay, so the Super Scope is like bazooka shaped.
Yep.
And I feel like that is...
It's like a mech gun you'd see in like a mech anime or some shit.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah. But I do think that it kind of like limits like what you can do with it aesthetically.
It does.
Because like there are only like a dozen games for the Super Nintendo that support the Super Scope, and it's like one of those games we haven't played yet, but it's 10 Star, which is like a Western themed shooter, and it's like
doesn't make as much sense.
Yeah, having like a bazooka, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But I mean, like I guess the stuff in like the Super Scope 6, which is the cartridge that comes bundled with the Super Scope. You could buy a Super Scope by itself.
Which is all I had as a kid. It's the only game I had for it.
Was just Super Scope 6?
Super Scope 6. Played the shit out of Super Scope 6.
This came out really early also, which I think I was amazed.
It's a sleek, beautiful looking peripheral. Like it is well designed for what it is. Like I think it looks sleek and good. Like it's not clunky or weird looking. It is Yeah, it is a well-designed piece of peripheral.
Yeah. I have
POP.
I have I have I have an affection for the Zapper. I spent a lot more time with that, obviously, than the Super Scope. But like, I was impressed by I've seen the Cinemassacre, them playing with the Super Scope and complaining about the accuracy. But dude, when we hooked it up, I thought it was thought it was great.
Yeah.
I think they might have had like a bum Super Scope, or they moved the transmitter or the receiver or something, because I was super impressed by like how more accurate it felt than the Zapper.
Yeah.
Because like I remember using the Zapper as a kid, like at duck hunt, and being like, I'm right on
Putting it like on TV
Right.
and like, no.
I'm on it. And I don't know, that might have been like early Nintendo anti-cheat or something, but like, because I know like you're supposed to be with the Super Scope,
in the game that we played and beat, Falcon's Revenge, like
Metal
it
Clash.
has Metal Clash had super tiny spots for weaknesses
Yeah.
you have to hit. Like,
Yeah.
so it's not bullshit. Like I thought, I'm with you. I thought it did very well.
And it's like, what I read about the Super Scope, which I think is really cool. It functions like other light guns, but it's a little more sophisticated, because like the way that the Zapper worked is like you pull the trigger and everything on the screen goes white for a second, and then like everything gets redrawn with just like for a split second like white squares, right? And it's like if the sensor recognizes that you're lined up with a white square, it's a hit. Which like that's okay, that's cool. And apparently like that's a technology that has been around since like the 30s. Like there was this like duck hunt shooting gallery style game that had like light sensors on the wooden decoy ducks, and a rifle, like just like looks like a BB gun that just shoots light. And that's like in the fucking 30s. That blows my fucking mind. But anyway, what's cool about the Super Scope is like it still uses that technology, but instead of the whole screen having to go white, they can just do it by contrast. Like if there's a high enough contrast, it'll recognize it as a hit. So it's like it doesn't have to like redraw everything super fast or anything like that. So that, I think that's what helps it with its accuracy. And it's like also it's called a Super Scope. It has a scope on it. There's a scope that you look into.
That damn fucking scope.
Which does, that kind of, you lost yours, right?
I did. All right. So like, I understand the scope itself like is clunky. Like you can't like put that around. You can't take it anywhere without like, because that thing is big off to the side, like, and it would be easily broken.
Yeah, and it's not heavy or anything, but and obviously it's heavier than a Zapper. But I mean, for what it is, it's it's a big piece of plastic, but it's lightweight.
Yeah, so you can, and it feels awful. You click that, you click that in,
Putting the scope in, dude, man, pulling it out is even worse.
You feel like you're breaking.
Much like sex.
It's fucking
That's
awful.
the worst part. Because it's like, man, because I was so nervous.
Like it pops and cracks like you're splitting plastic.
It does not, it doesn't feel good, doesn't sound good. It feels like it was made for like, okay, you put the scope in once and then fucking
never
leave
take it out again. Then if that's the case, then why not solder it on? I don't know. Like I understand like
right and left,
eye fatigue.
You can mount
that's true. Yeah, because you and I had to switch sides because
you're left-handed.
I'm left-handed
And I'm
left eye
normie.
dominant.
Yeah.
So even then, I still had to switch back to my right side halfway through Metal Clash because it's like you just
The
get
fatigue.
Yes, yeah, you have to.
The eye fatigue. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is worse than the arm fatigue.
It is, yeah.
Because it's like,
because basically what we both stumbled on. What you have to do is like it's better to keep both eyes open.
oh yeah, keep those eyes open.
So line it up with one eye closed, and then make sure your eye stays in the same spot. Open your other eye. Way easier.
Yep.
Way easier. You don't get as fatigued. You just see sort of the shadow of the little scope eye, so you can still play it.
Once you get used to camera 1 and camera 2
Yeah.
on at the same time,
Yeah.
it's a lot better of an experience. And because I was wearing glasses, and I'm sure as fuck not going to smudge my glasses up by putting the scope right up to my eye. So I had it about an inch from my eye too, away from my eye. And there's a reticule. I always like feel like I'm not saying that right. Probably
I don't
not.
know.
But like that's what you use to aim. You look down the scope and through the reticule, and like it just samples like a really small portion of the screen.
I mean, you're way off to the fucking side, but I mean, it still works.
Yeah.
But as a kid, like, I lost that part. Like, I don't know, like, if I was packing up to take it somewhere, I don't know. At some point, I lost that. And the scope is fucking garbage. You cannot use it without it. I tried playing it. I was so heartbroken because I tried playing it so many different times. Like, no, it is useless. It is fucking useless without that eyepiece.
What's the story behind
Just fucking
that?
throw it away.
Do you know, like, do you know what happened with the scope? Like,
No, I remember one day, like, dragging it out to show a friend who was staying over, and it was just gone.
and see, like, I knew that story. I knew that you had lost the scope as a child. So, like, when we got this boxed scope from Grimm, that was another thing where it's like, we got to be real careful putting this fucking scope in and
Yep.
pulling it out, because it is like, if this thing breaks,
That's it.
That's it.
Because even my dad even tried it for hours, like, 'cause he loved playing the Super Scope. So he
Yeah.
was just like, he couldn't. It's useless without it. You can't play it.
And we lucked out that you have a working CRT.
Yeah, yeah.
Because light guns only work on CRT televisions, because the input, like the delay, is so much shorter than it is on like a flat screen TV. Like, they can't redraw fast enough for them to
Like,
work.
I have a giant fucking CRT that I
Yes.
thought would be perfect for it.
Yes.
Nope, that some bitch plugged it up. It does not work. So I have this much older, like if you were a 70s kid, you probably had this CRTV. Like, it is a TV inside like a carpet box.
Yeah, it's
with
nice.
speakers on the inside
It's
of
nice.
it. Like,
no, I like it.
everything's Magnavox on the front.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that fired up right away.
I want to make an offer on that TV because my boss gave me his Sony Trinitron, something like that.
Tri-touch.
and like, man, I was excited to get this TV because it's like a 27-inch CRT. It has S-video input, which is like, yes, all right, let's do this. And like an idiot, did not test it at work. Brought it home. This is a fucking heavy TV. It's not as heavy as the one that you had, because you had this. The one that you had that doesn't work, very heavy.
Yeah.
2-man for sure. That's
Yeah.
like a 2-person TV. This one is. Dave can barely lift this one. Like, it's one of those where it's like, I can do this. It's probably gonna hurt, and I'm definitely gonna feel it the whole weekend. But I can carry it. Got it home. Henry was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "This is what TVs used to look like." And he's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Why did they used to look like this, or why do I have it?" He's like, "Both." So I tell him, and it's like, he's like, "I want to play. Get the scope." Get the scope. Let's do it. And so I'm getting excited. It's like, yeah, let's get the scope. Let's play.
As we were playing it, you were like, man, I can't wait to show this to Henry.
I know, man, because like I think he would love it.
Yeah.
Though we still don't know, because like we got everything hooked up, and it's like we go to turn the TV on and we hear that thunk,
Yeah.
you know, where it's like something's trying to write. And then then I spent the next hour like troubleshooting, because like there's this like red blinking light, and it's like, okay, look up the model number, like, and all that. Red light blinks constantly, and they're like, reading it was like, oh God, to like understand what this is saying. It's talking about like an ICC jungle or something. And it's like, "Boo, I don't know what that means." And so like, I was like, okay, so I'll copy that, just put cost to fix next to it. And it was like $100 to $400. So it's like, oh, well, that TV is dead.
We'll just load that one in your car after we're done. Take it home and have fun with the boy.
I mean, yeah, that'd be awesome if you. That'd be
other
really
than Super
fucking
Scope,
awesome.
I'm not going to be using it.
I would love to buy that TV from you.
Just take it, man.
Because yeah, we were like, oh man, this was like Friday night, and it's
That
like,
can be our TADPOG CRTV.
yeah,
Fine.
Okay.
Whoever happens to need it, I won't need it again.
But man, and I was like, so like today, getting ready for this show, I was probably the most like anxious that I have been in getting ready for a show since the championship cartridges. Because it's like, I felt like I needed to play the games again for the Super Scope 6. And it's like, I cannot do it.
Yeah.
Don't have the CRT. Like,
Yep.
I can't do it. So, yeah, that is a downside for this. You need a heavy, bulky TV that takes up a lot of space.
Yep. But once we fired it up, I remember I recorded the opening so I could show my brother, like, hey, look what we're fucking doing. Because the Super Scope 6... I played the shit out of it as a kid. As an adult, like, I could tell, like, this sucks. Like, this is basically a sort of a real stretch the tech demo real fucking thin and say it's 6 games.
It is not 6 games. Yeah, it is definitely a lie to say that it is 6 games. Because honestly, it's 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say 2 games, but it's like, so, all right, when you start it up, you get to choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're going to play Blastress or if you're going to play...
Laser or something.
I think it's Laser Blazer.
Laser Blazer.
It is Laser Blazer, yeah. Laser Blazer. You get to choose one of those 2.
Okay, I'm Dry Tubs and you're Laser Blazer.
I'm Laser Blazer. That's actually just like a sports coat with like the laser pattern you have your photograph taken in front of in the 80s. Okay, so
Blastress is kid mode.
Kind of, sorta. Blastress, I don't think Blastress is kid mode. So Blastress has 3 different mini games in it. Blastress A, which is essentially Tetris, but on its side. Because it's like, it's the Tetroids come in from the left side of the screen and you cannot move them. You cannot rotate them.
Yep.
You have a certain number of shots that you can take to just chip off.
To reshape
chunks.
them to fit in.
And once you clear 5 lines, you move on to the next level and it's faster. It kind of works just like Tetris.
Yep.
It's not fun.
No, I remember I played this shit of it as a kid though. This was probably one of the modes I played the least, but I did play the shit out of it.
Why is that? Did you just liked it as a kid? Like, why do you think you liked it more as a kid?
I liked the Super Scope, and then it was fun. I mean, I didn't play a lot of Tetris as a kid, so this was still kind of new to me.
Okay, yeah, sure, and yeah, Tetris was definitely like still hot. I feel like when this came out in like 1992, like the Super Scope came out like really early in the Super Nintendo's lifespan, way earlier than I originally thought.
Thinking like, oh, we'll release it early, so there'll be plenty of a fun big library for the Super Scope at the end of the Super Nintendo's lifespan.
Yeah. I know. And I know, like, you and I talked about this. We kind of speculate on why it didn't have more games. And from what I have read, there was not a real market for the Super Scope in Japan. Like, the response to it in Japan was lackluster. And it makes sense that it was released in North America first.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like
home of the free land of the brave.
Right, exactly.
You get that gun.
Yeah, because it is like, I mean, objectively, you look at it and it's like these 2 countries. It's like one definitely has, they have different gun cultures. We'll put it that way.
I've only read one Japanese book in my life, and that was 1Q84. And when the main character asks a very shady character for a gun, it's a very big deal.
Oh, yeah?
To have a gun, to want a gun, to know how to use a gun. Like, very, very big. Like, it's not something you do. Like, it shows that she is crazy for wanting to have a gun and know how to use it. And not be like a professional assassin.
Sure. And like, I don't know, honestly, like what the light gun scene was like in arcades at the time. And that might have had something to do with it too. Like, it might have been one of those things where it's like, why would I get a Super Scope if I've got a lot of different better options in the arcade? Because like, I mean, and I know that we had light gun games too, but I don't know the reason. But what I do know is that Super Scope had a limited release in Japan, and it was just because there really wasn't a desire for it.
Yeah.
And I think that is why Nintendo was like, yeah, we'll just, all right, we're not going to put a whole lot into this.
Yeah. Yep, they clearly didn't.
Which is a shame, because I think it's a really good light gun.
It is. It's very fun.
I think it's a really good light, and it was fun. Playing with you that Saturday night was the most fun that I had with you in a very long time.
Generally, you're not great to hang out with, but that night it was pretty fun.
No, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that it was like...
Ever since you got married the first time, you have not been as fun to hang out with, but that was the first time in a long time.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let me put it this way. Outside of this podcast, you and I rarely spend a lot of one-on-one time
we don't get
anymore.
To. Yeah.
And so it was fun because it was like, we're just hanging out.
It was like college again.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. And it's like, it was just this perfect storm of like COVID-19 and Super Scope. Like,
we played some tabletop. We ate pizza and then Bagel Bites. We played Super Nintendo.
Watched
and then we watched
Tiger
Tiger King.
Which I finished, by the way.
Yeah.
Man, what a fascinating docuseries.
Yep.
Where it's like the lesson of that is everybody in this show is terrible.
Yep. Because one of Melissa's favorite things to do is like when we watch Match Game and old game shows from the 70s
Oh,
and 80s.
you guys watch Match Game?
Oh, fuck yeah, I love Match Game. She will then remember their names, get on Facebook, and try to find them on Facebook to see what they look like now.
Oh, yeah? The people on Match Game, the contestants?
Yeah.
I love it. Does she ever find them?
Oh, most of the time. And, like, she'll friend them and shit like that.
Yes! I love it.
Like, I remember one woman, like, who just a random contestant on, it wasn't Match Game. What was the one where they had to match the cards? Card Sharks.
Oh man, I'm not familiar with Card Sharks.
A random episode of Card Sharks. This woman.
Where are you watching these? Like on Game Show Network, or is it
Amazon
like on
Prime?
Oh, they got them on Prime. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So she watches.
I know what Nikki and I are gonna watch while I touch her with my spicy fingers. Hey, sweetie, you want to watch Card Sharks? Let me grope you painfully.
The wife said when Dave touched his wife, she said, "Man, the blank on your fingers."
Look, I'm not a monster. I always tell her beforehand. It's like I've been handling spicy food, and her response is typically, "I figured." Like it's you.
I can tell,
Right? Yeah.
and
It burns when I pee. Does it burn when I touch you?
because this woman who's in her mid-20s like wins like 2 games of Card Sharks. And Melissa finds her now on Facebook,
Yes.
and it looks like what she did with her Card Shark winnings is folded it into becoming like a fairly successful author. I'd never heard of any of her books. She had like this book series for like young adults, kids to young adults.
Card Sharks for teens.
Yeah. And Melissa like friended her. It's always fun to like see, oh, is it them? That's them. Man, they got old. Well, yeah, it's like the 70s. Yeah. So as soon as she watches Tiger King, she immediately friends Josh Dial, who's the campaign manager.
Sure, yeah.
Friends her back, and then she starts talking to him, make sure it's him. Like, feels like it's him, and he's talking about like, I don't want no spoilers for Tiger King, but
Sure.
something happens, and then he's talking about how like, no, I just I'm looking to get money and stuff for I need some therapies, and I'm broke. I'm selling a lot of Joe Exotic when he was running for president,
Right.
and she was like, hey, well, what do you think about being on a podcast? And she's like, I don't know how. He's like, sure. What do you think? And she's like, well, we'll work that out. I just want to know if you're interested. And he's like, yeah, okay. So she messages me. I'm like, okay. Once Dave finishes the show, and I'm gonna run it by him and see what he thinks.
Yeah.
Right about you, and you were like, all right, set it up.
Yeah.
So she's talking to him again, and he's like, yeah, I need a new computer to do it.
And $50.
It's like, yeah.
Like the $50 initially you told me, and I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
fair. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, he's probably getting a lot of people who are like, hey, we want to hear what you had to say about
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this, candidly, we want to know what you have to say about all this. But then, yeah.
He alludes to like, buy me a computer that I can do it,
Yeah.
then I'll do it. Like, no, it's fine.
Then he might be listening to this, and if that's the case.
If that's the case, then man, I would have had you on for $50.
Yeah,
I'm not going to buy you a computer.
Yeah, we can't buy you a
Who
computer.
do you think we are?
It's true. It's true. We are nobody. Talk to Shocto. He might get you a computer.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, Tiger King, watch it. Everyone's watched it. I feel like I was the last person on earth to have finished it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I got the joy of like talking to my sister about it. Man, my sister and I have bonded recently over 2 things. Tiger King and Animal Crossing. Like it's been like, can you open up your island so I can sell peaches? Also, have you watched Tiger King? And she's like, no, I can't. Like, it's been hyped up so much that I haven't really. And I was like, you need to fucking watch Tiger King because I get it. That attitude runs in our family. You need to get over it because Tiger King's really fucking good.
Oh man, because speaking of Animal Crossing, like Artsy AJ the other day was like, guess how many hours I've spent on Animal Crossing.
Oh no.
And like for her, who is generally like games every now and then, she just really like Spider-Man, not really a big gamer. She's
Yeah.
already spent like 60 hours on the game.
Really?
So it's like, okay.
I'm afraid
Your
to
first
look.
Animal Crossing and you're all about it? All right.
I'm afraid to look. I really am afraid to look.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and what the saddest thing about it is, no matter what that number is, no matter how many hours I put into it, you cannot tell by coming to my island. Like anytime anyone comes to my island, before they come, I'm like, all right, you got to understand my island is trashed here. I want you to know this before you come here. Because you're going to be like, God damn, do you just grow trees here? The answer is yes. That is all. I make a forest. It's like a fucking elven village.
All right. That's nothing wrong with that.
And it is not planned at all either. It is the most, like if you were to guess like what my Animal Crossing island would look like, it's not what's in your mind. It is just like, it is haphazardly like, oh, I got a fruit. Better plant it just right here. I'm not even gonna think about where it's gonna go. Just dig a hole, put it in, pat it over, we're done.
Nope, no zoning laws on my island. Blomp.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we embrace chaos on the Strood.
This is the libertarian island. Whatever, wherever.
Pretty much.
No one's going to tell you what to do with your land. Fucking do it.
Yep. And man, I learned what's wild is like, I played New Leaf.
Tom Nook is God.
Well, of course, Tom Nook is God. All hail. Like, what is wild about Animal Crossing, it is like straight up, even though I played New Leaf, I didn't like really, really get into New Leaf. So there are a lot of things that I'm still learning about Animal Crossing while playing. So that's been fun too, because it's like, and I'm not really looking anything up. I'm just like learning shit through like the Animal Crossing channel that we've got in Discord. So it's kind of like playground rules where it's just like, I'll learn shit if I learn it. If I don't learn it, I don't learn it. So I don't know.
Well, see, I, one thing, like when I want to play it finally, like I would have to erase RTAJ's record.
Yeah, you have to get another Switch.
Which I think that sucks. That really sucks.
Or you could play as a visitor
Yep.
on her island, I guess. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know.
Yep.
I hear Switches are very hard to find right now because of the whole.
Everybody's stuck inside, so they all went and got one.
Yep. And like the ring fits and all that. They were already hard to find, and now they're like, from what I hear, very hard to find. So if you find one, pick it up
and get it, flip it.
Flip it. Yeah. There's someone in need. So anyway, that's a long way of describing Blastress A.
Yep.
Blastress B is the second game in the Blastress family. That is more like it's a match 3 game.
Yeah, it's more traditional Tetris, but
it's more like columns.
Columns?
Yeah, because you match, instead of matching shape, like trying to fit shapes in like a puzzle, you're matching 3 colors.
Yeah.
3 or more colors. Horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. And like the way it works is it is set up like Tetris, totally in the regard where it's like the blocks fall down from the top.
It's like
to
a
the
Tetris
bottom,
B mode where you fill in the gaps, but where you do have to like shoot it to flip the colors around.
Right. And then there are some
you can do, some you can't do.
If they're have metal frames, you can't change them.
Where they're falling, they're fucking falling. You can't do
you can't move them. And earlier when I asked you like, why did you like this as a kid? The real reason I was asking is because like these 2 game modes, Blastress A and Blastress B, they seem to me like they put those in there for adults. You know, because it's like
my dad hated those games.
Really?
Wouldn't fucking touch them.
Yeah. How did he feel about the 3rd game in the Blastress?
He liked it.
Mole Patrol.
Yeah.
Which does not fit at all. Like they should have done, and the opening menu should have been Blastress, Laser Blazer, and Mole Patrol. Because Mole Patrol is whack-a-mole on the moon.
It's like
with moles.
Yeah. 'Cause
that quack when you shoot them.
Yeah, the moles are basically like fetal rabbits.
Yeah, I don't know really how to describe them.
There's these weird goo mole rabbit things that are purple and some are pink.
Yeah, don't shoot the pink ones ever, because they make the game freak out. Like they speed up everything. So it's like whack-a-mole. It's like there are 12 craters.
12 craters, yep.
And there are 3 rows of 4, and they pop out. And when they pop out, you shoot them. Shoot the pink one, and then all of a sudden they're popping out like sporadically.
So you got to avoid the pink ones, hit the purple ones as efficiently as possible. So they only come up once. You hit them square on. You don't miss for any reason. Like, and then it gets faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
And they quack when you shoot them.
Yep.
Super important. Super important. It's like when you can't do something in a game.
And they knock back to the background and fall off the edge whenever you shoot them.
Yeah. And then they, once you clear them all out, then they come back out again, reset. I thought it was fun. I liked it. I thought it was cute. It gets boring.
It does get boring.
Because it's whack-a-mole. There's nothing to it beyond that.
Yeah.
Like it's just whack-a-mole. But I like the look of it, and I like the sound. I like I mean, there's no story, but that's fine. It's whatever. Tech demo.
Tech demo.
Yeah.
Glorified tech demo.
Yeah.
Well, and then Laser Blazer.
Laser Blazer. This was my jam. I liked this a lot more than Blastrous.
Yep.
Yeah. Because Laser Blazer is
Looks like anime.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so here's the story of Laser Blazer. Do you know it?
No.
All right, here's the rich narrative of Laser Blazer. Attractive anime girls in uniforms want you to shoot things out of the sky.
All right. Yeah.
And that's pretty much
Sounds good.
That's pretty much it. And you do it in 3 phases. Intercept, which is,
So out of the entire Super Scope 6, this is what I played the most.
and I get it because this is fun.
Yeah.
Like Intercept is fun because it is like, but it also gets all of these mini games do get old. Like after you play them a few times, it kind of feels like, yeah, okay, I get it. But it's like the way the Intercept works is there are missiles that are launching from one side of the screen to the other, and you have to shoot them down before they reach the other side of the screen. And you get typically, I think, 4 shots. And as you progress, some of the missiles get farther away, so you kind of have to lead the shot more, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Like I think that is like the slickest thing in the Super Scope 6 is that illusion of depth. Because it's like they're not real. It's not a 3D space, you know. Like those things are very much the same distance as the other things you're shooting, but because it takes longer for your shot to get to them and they're smaller, it feels like there's this real sense of depth.
I remember Dad and I playing and him being like, God, these missiles, like, look how small they're getting.
Right.
Like, they get really fucking tiny.
They do, and then some of them get really fast, too, and it's like, this is my favorite mode in the game, like, for sure. Did you guys ever see Mario come out in his biplane?
I don't remember it, but I've seen the video of it.
I wish we had seen it when we were playing, because it's like when I learned that, like, Mario at one point will come out in a biplane being chased by Iggy Koopa on a rocket.
He's carrying a health power up for you. So if you shoot Iggy down, you get a part of your life back.
Or you can murder Mario if you want. That's also an option. So I like this mode a lot. I think this is the best mode in Super Scope 6, at least for me. The next mode in Laser Blazer is called Engage. And this is, you're in first person view. It is mode 7 out the ass.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are moving rapidly forward and like different formations of like alien ships come out. And man, they shoot missiles at you, and it is like almost the alarm sound when they shoot a missile is almost as like anxiety inducing as like the Link to the Past heart. Oh man, goodness. Especially when they start, like at first it's not too bad, but it's like they'll shoot the missiles and they're coming towards you. Again, that kind of illusion of depth, you know, they start out small and then they get larger, but they don't just come straight at you. They like move left to right, and it's just like, and they do it rapidly, and it's like, fuck man, I guess I just shoot it somewhere in the middle and hope for the best. But like when they shoot more than one at a time, like it's the alarms just constantly and it's like, fuck, make it stop. So that, I mean, it's still fun. Like it's still fun. Laser Blazer, I think that's where it's at for me. And then the last mode is called Confront. Once again, you're in first person view. And this time you just shoot aliens out of the sky.
Yep.
It's not a whole lot different than Engage, except they don't fire missiles at you anymore.
Yeah.
They're shooting laser blasts, which is like, I don't think you can shoot those laser blasts out of the sky, but it's still
hit them
it's
first.
more comforting because it's like you don't have to listen to that alarm sound. But I do want to point out, and I think this is super important, I think it's great that they put these in there. On the Confront stage, there are Easter Island heads, which is like a staple in like space shooters. So I felt like someone there was like, you got to put Easter Island heads in this or it doesn't count. So big fan of the Easter Island heads.
But I do feel like, okay, Blastrous and Laser Blazer, Blastress is taking an existing game and finding a way to use the Super Scope on it.
Sure.
Laser Blazer is taking the Super Scope and building a game around it. Mm-hmm. So that's about Laser Blazer. I think is a lot more fun. And the other games because there aren't many Super Scope games, but like I keep calling it Falcon's Revenge.
It's Metal Clash.
Clash.
Falcon's Revenge. So it's okay to call it Falcon's Revenge.
We had such a fucking great time with that game. Like, I thought we were done having fun with Super Nintendo games that we had not played yet.
And that was another thing that was like, it was great because it's like, oh my God, there are other good games.
There's something still out here.
And it's like, I don't want to turn this into Metal Clash.
We're like the Battlestar Galactica trying to find water on different planets. It's all like, where is it?
I don't want to turn this into, I don't want to talk too much about Metal Clash.
I want Metal Clash to have its own episode.
Me too.
Yes.
Or we could bundle up with Battle Clash.
I think we should.
So, but like, I don't want to talk about it a whole lot, but yes, that game is like, that is one of those games where it's like, this should have been maybe on IGN's Top 100.
Yeah, no. When we finish it out and make the Top 100, that is going on
It's going to be on mine as well.
Yep.
I think that we should, like, that's going to be, we should do a long episode where you and I together put together a list of like TADPOG's top 100 Super Nintendo games.
I'm with you.
It's going to be real similar to IGN's. Turns out
they were kind of right.
Right. Turns out there aren't a whole lot more than 100 decent games for the system.
But playing that game also hurt my heart to see like how great the Super Scope could have been, and it just fucking fell to pieces. Because I've looked at all the other games, and man, these Battle Clash and Falcon's Revenge, they are like, that's it. All the other games are terrible. Like, yeah, because I can play it and feel differently.
They might feel great, but I've watched a lot of videos for a lot of the other games, and
they're all pretty much like,
they don't look
sucks.
Great, right? Yeah.
Yoshi Safari looks pretty fucking awful.
But I kind of want to talk about it real bad. Yeah. Like, I still want to play it. You know what I mean? Like, I still want to,
Randomizer's going to give these games all to us eventually.
Because it's like, there's something about like, when a Mario game is bad, like, that is kind of tasty. You know what I mean? Because it's like, typically Mario games are like super high quality. So it's like when you get like a Mario is missing, it's like, let's savor
That's what
this
Yoshi
trash.
Safari is. Like, oh man, this could have come out for the Philips CDI.
Yeah, it does look like it. Yeah, for sure.
Like they're really, okay, I could tell that's Yoshi, but Yoshi doesn't look quite right.
Yeah, everything's a little off model, which again, that'll be its own separate episode. But these are just teasers. These are appetizers. So what do you think? What do you think about the Super Scope 6? Or as it's known in Europe, the Nintendo Scope 6?
So much wasted potential. It could have been seeing what was done with it, like I feel like it was an untapped source that could have been really, really cool.
What do you think about okay, so I agree with that. I think it could have been really cool, but it could have been better than it is. But it's bundled in with the periph.
Yep.
And that I know I saw a commercial for the Super Scope, and it was advertised as under $60. So we'll assume $59.99.
Yep. Right.
So $60, you get the Super Scope, and you get this lie of 6 games. It's really 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing.
If they would have led stronger, this could have been better.
Like the Super Scope in general?
Release it with some kind of like Nintendo project, put some blood, sweat, and tears into it Mario game, and you could have seen a lot better. Instead of just coming up with a tech demo and then no one else really picking it up.
Okay.
Like have Nintendo step out there and say, this is what this can do. Work with it.
Okay. So my read on this is Super Scope, good. Super Scope 6, the game's not living up to potential.
No, yeah. I mean, it was interesting in showing what it could do, but it's not going to get you like thirsty for the next Super Scope 6 game. It's going to be like, okay, well, this has some cool things to it. All right, and then like, yeah, I don't know. Nintendo kind of bungled this. They could have done a lot better with this. They could have, if they had led the charge with this peripheral, it could have been like Could have been a lot better. I think they would have, if they had set the standard, everyone else would have stepped to it. Instead, they just kind of threw out some ideas and let everyone else just kind of scramble, and it nosedived.
Now, I'm curious what the sales were like in North America. I know they were better, obviously, in America than they were in Japan, but I'm curious, like, if that's what dictated it. You know what I mean? Like, if it had a pitiful launch, I could definitely see developers being like, we're not going to waste our time.
I mean, shit, would you have liked a like an X-Wing game, like a Star Wars game with this? Like,
Yeah, of course. Yes, of course.
There's there's so much cool shit you could have done with it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, I would also have loved the Jurassic Park game that Revolution X became. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I mean, yeah, like a Jurassic Park light gun shooter for the Super Nintendo.
Because
Yeah.
even the Nintendo mouse had a Mario game with it. You know, they kind of set the standard, although no one really picked up the mouse that much. But
Sure.
you're probably not going to build a lot of games around just a little mouse. But the Super Scope, like, they put some engineering into that. Like, why just let it flounder?
Yeah, I do not know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I imagine that it is money.
Yeah, God, I just wish that they put a strong first party game out. This could have been a success.
The Super Scope was in the Super Mario Brothers movie, though, so there is that.
Yeah, and it's a good power up in Smash Brothers.
So there's also that. I wonder if they call it the Devo gun in Super Smash Brothers. That'd be great if you shot somebody in Super Smash Brothers with it and it like devolved them.
You're right, pretty sweet. Kirby just becomes a real monster.
Yeah, no, I love it.
But all in all, like, it just makes me sad. Think of what could have been. What's the other universe where like this was actually done right? What games do they have there?
Do you have any achievements for this game? Or for the Super Scope 6 or the Super Scope hardware?
Master Blaster, and you unlock that by getting to the 20th stage in any Blastress minigame.
I thought that was where you unlock the dating sim that's buried in Laser Blazer. Because, man, let me tell you about those two anime girls. I could have worked with that.
Likes it when you blow up large green missiles.
Yeah. I could do that.
Which one am I going to impress? What missile I'd like to see blown up?
I could do that. Do you have any others? Any other achievements?
Pocket the Mole.
Thank you.
And that is where you destroy 100 moles.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and mark that off my list because I had a name for the achievement, but didn't have like what you had to do to unlock it. Maybe you can help me with one.
And I've got only the backstory for that inside joke, Pocket the Mole.
Which we have talked about on the show, but a long time ago.
I've never heard the song Bark at the Moon.
Yeah.
And whenever Dave first played that during playing D&D, we were fighting like an evil mole creature.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, man, that's an appropriate song. Like, I don't know what it means. Pocket the Mole.
Pocket the mole.
Like, all right, we kill that mole, put it in our pockets, whatever.
We'll eat for days. Yeah. Yep.
I'm not a music guy, by the way.
I used to think I was. Turns out I'm not.
Nobody really is.
You don't think so?
There's always another person who knows more and thinks you're an idiot.
Do you remember
somewhere in the world?
You remember Beat the Geeks?
Yeah, the Music Geek.
Yeah, the Music
I hated
Geek.
it when they chose the Music Geek. Fucking hated it.
What were the other geeks they had? There was like a TV geek, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
TV geek. I feel like there might have been a comic geek, a video game geek.
Was there a video
geek.
game? Was there a video game geek?
I want to say there was, and then they got more niche. Like apparently, sometimes they'd have on the Simpsons geek, and
Oh yeah.
more very distinct. Yeah,
Was the video game geek like a 18-year-old Pat Contry or?
a lot of them had long hair.
I remember,
One guy
yeah.
was fat, the other two had long hair.
Right.
So
They're like, oh, that guy looks vaguely like Howard Stern. Are you a geek? Come here.
come on, you're balding but have long hair in the back. Perfect.
Perfect.
Here's a medal. Don't lose.
Yeah, I can't think of Beat the Geeks without thinking about Win Ben Stein's Money. Like those two
And then
are
we have John Turley as the gun geek.
the gun geek. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like he could beat anybody in the world of gun geekdom, I think.
You think you know more about guns than John Turley? Come on down for a special Beat the Geeks John Turley Gun Geek Edition.
We challenge you. Maybe you can help me with one of these achievements. I have a title called Bazooka Joe,
Oh, okay.
but I do not know how you unlock Bazooka Joe. Bazooka Joe Camel. We'll do it. Wheel of Fortune style. You have to smoke an entire carton of cigarettes while playing Laser Blazer.
Smoke 30 missiles out of the sky in mode B.
Hey, nailed it. Perfect. I knew you could help. Thank you. And the next achievement I have is called Blastress. In order to unlock Blastress, you just play Blastress because it's pretty blah. That's how you unlock Blastress.
Until you just see blotches in your so much scope fatigue.
Scope fatigue's real.
Oh, yeah.
It is a real.
It
is a serious condition.
That's why I had to quit. It's just like, man, fuck, you play for a while. I can't do this anymore.
It's like professional sports. It's like, yeah, you get fucking scope fatigue. You're done. Hang it up. And the last achievement I have came in from Bubba Drewski, which I did not stream Super Scope 6 because Grimm figured out a way that I could stream light gun games, specifically Super Scope games, by using S-Video and a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like,
would you be sitting there with the scope, pointing it at the TV somewhere in the background?
Yeah,
it's pretty sweet.
Well, and have like live video from the TV, yeah, and then like it essentially be like the stream is now, except me in the corner would just be me with a fucking super
That's
scope.
fucking sweet though. That's real fucking sweet.
So I want to do it, but the problem is a lot of people aren't shipping product right now. So and
they come from China.
I don't know. It's like Amazon, so it's kind of like a crapshoot, where it's like who knows where it's coming from, and like Amazon's like, yeah, we're not shipping some things, so it's like I don't want to do it all would cost like around like $75, and it's like, which is totally worth it if get it going. That it's totally worth it, and it's definitely a thing that I want to do, but it just wasn't. It didn't feel like a thing that I could do right now, because I didn't know when that stuff would arrive. I also do not want to drop $75 right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And on top of that, the CRT doesn't work, so it's like, fuck, man, everything's just kind of like scattered. So whatever. What I did play instead was Super Mario RPG because it's
was good.
Yeah, that was fun. Man. Love Super Mario RPG, and I have to remind myself that every time I play it, because my first experience with it was so like meh, that every time I fire it up, I'm like, yeah, this game, I know it's good, but it's like, man, I started playing it, and it's like, that is an engrossing game, because it's like
well done, well written,
totally, yeah, it like nails tone. Like it nails tone. The music is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
In Super Mario RPG. And it's like, there might not be a bad track in that game, is what I was thinking until I got to Frog Fuchsius and you got the whistle, like the Super Mario world, like beep, 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 beep. It's like, okay, it's fine for 10 seconds. But
wait till you try to, go to, who's the one? The Toad that does all the classical music scores at
Todovsky.
Yes. Trying to do all that shit with Todovsky. Fuck that noise.
Bless you. Bless you, sneezy boy. Like the Sith. Two there always are.
But I remember I got the guide so I could do all that shit, get all those prizes and stuff, because I have very nearly 100% of this game. I've like 99% of this game. But I've never gotten the 100 jump item you can fucking get from that shit. Like,
so how do you get that?
Not even close.
Super Mario RPG side corner.
Yep.
How do you get that? You just have to do 100 jumps on any enemy, or do you have to do it specifically on an?
You have to do like the super jump, I think.
Yeah, the
maybe
special
the ultra
skill?
jump. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the skill that allows you to jump multiple times with a timed jump.
And the second one you get allows you to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a limit on how many you can do, but
No, I'm sure there's probably not. But I found doing more than 25 or like maybe 27 is like my record. I just fail every time.
yeah.
Cannot fucking figure it out.
Timing stuff in that game is difficult.
Yeah. It like, because I watched the completionist did it.
Yeah.
He said it was awful.
Yeah.
Because like it changes it up on you at certain intervals. Like the timing becomes different.
So you can't just get into a rhythm.
Right. So he said him trying to do it when he eventually did it, like that item is fucking crazy powerful. But like getting there, not worth it.
Yeah.
It's awful. Awful, awful, awful.
But you can do it on any enemy.
Yeah,
right?
any enemy.
Well, at least there's that, because it's kind of one
when
of those.
you get there, there's a like a boo enemy or whatever who keeps track for you.
Like, what do you mean when you get there?
Oh, it's in Monstro Town.
What's in Monster Town?
The item. The guy
I see.
that gives you the objective and gives you the item is in Monstro Town.
I see.
And he'll tell you, oh, your record is 23. Not even close.
I see.
You know?
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's good to know because it's like you and I were talking about this before we started recording, but it's like I didn't even know that was really a thing, or if I did, I forgot about it. And I've never fought the special boss in Super Mario
Culex.
RPG. Yeah, the very Final Fantasy style boss. Right?
Monstro Town is like where all the good shit is in Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Jinx, Culex, the ghost, the 3 ghosts that hide flags, invisible flags all over the world map.
I've forgotten about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun playing it. I had a really long stream for the first session. It was like 5 hours. That's long for me. And it's the game that we're playing on the Discord. If you want to get in on that, it's bit.ly/Discord. We'll be playing it all month. We already have nominations for what we're going to play in May. Don't freak out, but Street Hockey 95 is one of those games that's been nominated.
Oh, man. Whoever did that, fuck you.
Is actively trying to destroy the SNES Club.
Yeah, you are. You're damn right you are.
And anyone who votes for it is also trying to destroy it.
Yep. Like, let's destroy this fun thing.
So yeah, and hopefully one day soon I can get the light gun set up for stream.
Do you have any other questions? Hopefully not beards and glasses. I don't know what to fucking say about Super Scope 6.
I feel like the glasses might be easy, but the beard, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you. I want to know how much this game is Super Scope 6. I want to know how much it is loose.
See, I bet like when people lost their scope part for the Super Scope 6 that like, well, I'm done with this shit. So I don't imagine it's very expensive, but you can only buy it, packaged in with the Super Scope.
Back in the day.
So
Sure.
let's say like $10.
Tyler, actual retail value of Super Scope 6 loose on average, according to PriceCharting.com at the time of this recording, is $8.50. You were very close.
Pretty close.
Not to like give you too many hints, but for future episodes, but I have not really seen. Let me just put it this way: collecting every Super Nintendo Super Scope game, like that seems like
Pretty
a very
easy.
very achievable goal.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't looked all of them up, but yeah, for the most part, it's like, yeah. I mean, it's not going to be like
Even the weird ones like Lemmings 2.
I'm sorry.
Lemmings 2 is Super Scope compatible.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that one's expensive. I don't know because I did not know that was a
You
compatible
just
game.
blow up Lemmings if you started up with the Super Scope peripheral.
Really?
Yep.
That's bizarre. I know that Lemmings is SNES mouse compatible. I hear. I haven't put that to the test. There are a lot of things that we need to bring to the lab.
There's that Lamborghini game that you can play with the mouse or the Super Scope, where the Super Scope just player 2 can blow the cars out of your way for player 1.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, that's pretty good. I think we should go through. I think we should look at. Obviously, you've done this already, but I think I should look at the list of games that are compatible. Let's see what we got here. Per Game Pro, according to Wikipedia, Battle Clash, which we've talked about briefly today, Bazooka Blitzkrieg. That one I'm not familiar with.
That game looked awful.
All right.
Awful.
Okay, great.
With an H.
Nice. Okay, perfect. The Hunt for Red October. It says it's used for bonus games.
Which is on the way.
Yeah. Bovine Bear Matt Cowan sent me a message and he was like, "Do you guys want Hunt for Red October?" And I was like, "Yes, please."
You're not using it?
Yes, please. He might have bought it special for us. I don't know if he had it or if he found it and bought it. But thanks for that. I'm looking forward to getting that. The Lamborghini American Challenge, which you mentioned, features a Super Scope exclusive mode. So when the randomizer chooses that, we absolutely have to play that together.
Yep. You race and I'll blow shit up.
I was about to say, I think we're going to fight over who wants to blow shit up. Metal Combat, Falcon's Revenge, which we mentioned briefly on this episode. Operation Thunderbolt.
Not familiar.
Okay, yeah, me neither. Super Scope 6. Mark that one off the list.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. T2, the arcade game.
Okay, I could see where that would be good.
Which surprises me because, like, that's an Acclaim game, isn't it? And it's like, remember how, like, Revolution
the
X
Acclaim's light gun.
was like, yeah. Which I don't know, like, honestly, I don't know if that thing exists because, like, I have looked for it and I have not found it. If anybody out there knows what the name of the Acclaim light gun periph for the Super Nintendo was, let me know.
Or we have to build one and it's compatible with Revolution X. We'll go back and play it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah,
They just said it was, so we have to build it.
We got to bring it to the Super
It's
Nintendo
our
lab.
field of dreams.
Right, exactly. Kevin Costner will deliver it to us.
Dressed as Steven Tyler. I heard you guys were Dreamer.
Why don't you guys get a grip on this? 10 Star, which I haven't played, but I've watched some.
Oh,
some
that
gameplay.
looked bad. Yeah, that looked like a.
It looked okay.
It looked like a '90s screensaver.
It did kind of look like a '90s screensaver. X Zone, which I haven't played, but I've heard bad things about.
That also, I looked at that one. That looked pretty bad too.
And Yoshi's Safari, which we talked about briefly today too. So what I'm trying to say is we have a lot to look forward to in the upcoming days. And hopefully by the time the randomizer chooses one of these other games, or by the time we decide that we want to do Metal Clash Falcon's Revenge, I'll have the Twitch set up to stream it.
Perfect.
So we're looking at probably the summer.
Yep. Sounds good.
Man, there are a bunch of things that it's like that are, man, it is weird where it is just like when we were cleaning the house this weekend, there were so many simple things where it's like, oh, this is like exponentially harder now because of fucking COVID, you know? And it's like, I realize that like people are dying and like me needing to buy a shelf is like very, very low on that, you know, on the scale of things.
You go to Walmart.
I get that. I'm not going to Walmart. That's the other thing where it's like,
You can go get one of my dad's painting masks. Go into Walmart.
it's like, do I want to die for a shelf? Probably not. But if Nikki's going out anyway.
Still one from work. It's fine.
Tyler said it's fine.
I'm sure there's plenty of shelves they don't need.
So yeah, there we go. The Wikipedia entry also says, see also Batter Up, a baseball bat controller for the Super NES and Sega Genesis. That's another Bovine Bear Matt Cowan special.
Hell yeah.
So the next time we have a baseball game, we're going to get on that.
Got any more of them questions?
Tyler.
Like a quiz question? Yes,
Tyler.
Dave. Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we have.
I know you're not ready for beards and glasses.
I'm not, but go. Let's do it.
But I want to do this thing now where we close out the Super Scope section. The Super Scope, Card Sharks, Diablo 2 section of the show.
Glory hole Kitmo section.
Last Dab Triple X segment of the show. If you were to give this game a pair of glasses or a beard, your choice, that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses or beard would you give it?
I would give it glasses where you're missing the scope to your super scope.
Not two scopes?
Not two scopes without the scopes.
Two scopes without the tube.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
bazooka tube. That's what I like to call it.
Bazooka tube.
Hey, baby, why don't you grab hold of my bazooka tube?
And then beards. A beard of face sweat from playing it for too long and getting
Yes.
scope fatigue.
Yeah, that definitely happens. And it's like, dude, I remember playing like
How out of shape are you? Play that super scope real fucking hard.
that is an indicator. It totally is an indicator where it's like, yeah, man, I'm not nearly as in good shape as I used to be. I'm tired from playing this video
Standing
game.
up with a piece of plastic's pretty fucking hard.
How long has it been? 15 minutes. Fuck.
How heavy is that plastic? I don't know, like a pound and a half.
Man. Oh, I forgot to mention that the Super Scope, the way that it works, and this is kind of important because it chews through batteries. It takes 6 AA batteries, and that gets you about 4 hours worth of playtime.
So we were about done.
Yeah, it was pretty much getting out of juice there at the end. But it's like the reason it needs those batteries, and this is cool. The Super Scope is wireless. It's wireless. As far as I know, it transmits an infrared signal to a receiver that you put on top of your TV and plug into the controller port on the SNES. So, like in that regard, it's very much like proto Wii, where you got the receiver up, that's plugged into the console.
True.
So I thought that, that's neat.
Yeah.
I know that wireless peripherals existed for the NES and stuff like that too, but I mean, I don't know. Seeing something like that from like 1992, it's a pretty novel piece of tech for the time.
Yeah.
And for like a home console. Like it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I do wish, like you said, I wish they would have done more with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Here's what I'm curious about and have not looked into at all. I'm curious if there are custom Super Scope games that people have made.
Ooh, yeah.
Because, like, that could be fun. Like, that could be a lot of fun.
Somebody ROM hack Laser Blazer with the dating sim.
Oh, yeah, please, man. If you shoot 5 aliens out of the sky, I'll take my jacket off.
Oh, you shot down Iggy Koopa. Oh.
Oh, man, I cannot believe this. I mentioned that I have an achievement from Bubba Drewski, but I did not read. I did not read that achievement. I don't know I can't remember what sidetracked me. I think it was a Bazooka Joe Camel thing. But yes, I do have an achievement that came in from Bubba Drewski called. The reason I thought about this is because you mentioned the dating sim. Super Scope, more like Super Soak. And in order to unlock Super Scope, more like Super Soak, show your wife your amazing, rare, complete Super Scope to soak those panties. I got there from Japanese dating sim.
Makes sense.
So Bubba Drewski, thank you for that. I got actually Super Mario RPG is what got me sidetracked on that because what I was initially saying was that, like, we didn't have achievement for the game because I wasn't streaming it. That's usually where we have those submissions.
No, it's okay. You're here. Melissa, my wonderful wife is bringing us treats, probably.
Thank you for the treats.
Thank you.
I've got a bunch of stuff in the trunk that you're welcome to, for Jack.
Thank you. Let's get there are cookies in there. Perfect.
Yes.
Probably my favorite cookie.
Yeah, what is it? A flat chocolate chip?
No.
Skinny chocolate chip?
No.
What is it?
Oatmeal raisin.
Oatmeal. Oh, you dig on the oatmeal raisin. I forgot about that.
Oatmeal raisin.
I'm I like a white macadamia nut.
Those are good too.
Yeah,
Those are good too.
that's my shit right there. Yeah, but I don't get them anymore because like Subway sucks. Subway sandwiches suck. So it's like, okay, I don't get but their cookies probably suck now too. Who knows?
That's true. We'll have to see.
Tyler.
Oh, yes, Dave.
I do have more questions for you, for us, a team TADPOG. I do have a quiz that came in from Prime Inquisitor Ross Rachel Green from across the pond. It's entitled Mondays, eh?
Eh?
And I hope that this is a 100% Garmfield related quiz, but we'll see. Ross says, so I slept terribly yesterday. I had a dream about Trump winning the 2020 election, and for some reason, I was involved in the inauguration. Do they have those if you are reelected?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Probably. I don't know. You think I would know that? I don't know that. Anyway, yeah, probably, right? Probably. A solid probably. Ross continues, anyway, we settled for having a full roast dinner, but his daughter needed to go back to the U.S. because her phone stopped working, and so we ate while we sulked in his room. So all day I have been working and watching DC's Superhero Girls on Netflix because apparently I have the taste of a preteen girl.
That's all right.
Plus, it's created by Lauren Faust. Faust? Probably Faust.
I would say Faust.
Faust, who is super dope. I'm not familiar with DC's Superhero Girls.
No, neither am I.
Anyway, quiz or something.
Sweet.
First question. This RPG puzzle game was labeled as a sequel, but was actually a prequel to the previous game.
Bust a move?
Sure, lock it in. Bust a move. It is... And I don't think you're going to like this.
Okay.
Lufia 2, The Rise of the Sinistrals.
That is an RPG with puzzle elements, Ross. It is not a puzzle game. You're right. I don't like that. Disagree.
I do. You wouldn't like it.
Throw that one out.
Doubts.
It's a 9-question quiz.
The rare 9-question quiz.
We're 0 for 0.
Next question. This game is often called the best Final Fantasy, despite not being part of that series. Has to be Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yep.
Has to be, right?
Yep.
Locking it in. Final Fantasy Tactics. What episode number do you think it was?
Here's 210.
It was. God damn it. 174, 176, Chrono Trigger. I feel like that one was made for me, and I missed it.
You got us there, Ross.
Yeah, I whiffed on it.
1.
I whiffed on it real bad. Next question. This was the first 3D game of its series and featured action and platforming stages as well as its traditional arena-based gameplay.
Huh.
This was the first 3D game of its series and featured action and platforming stages as well as its traditional arena-based gameplay. The arena-based gameplay is what's throwing me off.
Fallout 3? What's an arena?
Platforming?
What's an arena-based game?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, is that a game that you play in an arena?
Duke Nukem 3D? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe, because there's definitely in the early Duke Nukem games. I mean, yeah,
2D.
action and platforming in 2D. Yeah, let's go with Duke Nukem 3D.
Okay.
What episode number do you think it was?
Like 430.
200, Bomberman 64.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a very good question.
Yeah,
that was a very good question. We're doing very poorly. We're doing about as well as the Super Scope did in Japan.
Yep.
Next question. This was little more than a collectathon with a popular character spaffed on it. Donkey Kong 64?
Yeah.
Also spaffed? What?
Donkey Kong 64 or who else was? I guess he was the only pre-existing collectathon besides Mario, but
Yeah, but I don't
like
think
Mario
Mario
64
64
wasn't quite as collectathon-y.
because it's optional. A lot of that shit is optional,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, Donkey Kong 64.
Locking it in. What episode number do you think it is?
218.
234, Donkey Kong 64.
Okay.
We're on the board.
There we go.
We're on the board. Next question. In this Mega Man clone, you fight foul enemies. FOWL acronym enemies. Is that,
How does that sound
Pulse
familiar?
Man?
It does sort of sound
But
like
I feel like Pulse Man has been a question before.
it has been. Mighty Number
Mighty Number
9?
Nine?
Was that a...
I don't remember much about that game.
I couldn't play it, remember? Like,
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Let's go Mighty Number 9. What do you think? What do you
Mighty
say?
Number 9, that's fine.
Phew, weird, man. Taking shots in the dark on this one. Log it. What episode number do you think it
Well,
was?
we have to be going forward. We're on N64.
Oh,
so
right. Let's logic.
So Pulse Man was Genesis, so it could be Pulse Man.
Could be either. All
Wait,
right.
FOWL. Darkwing Duck.
Ah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. It has to be Darkwing
Yep.
Duck. Good
Yep.
job. What episode number do you think Darkwing Duck was?
Oh,
I think it had Sandwich Pope Phil on it.
263.
263, locking it in. It is 282 Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous.
Yep.
Tyler, well done. Did you know that there's a TurboGrafx 16 Darkwing Duck game?
Oh, we got to get it.
I learned that today on Retronauts, and it was not done by Capcom. Yeah. There's also a Tailspin game for TurboGrafx 16, also not done by Capcom. But to be fair, I haven't played the Capcom Tailspin game because I've heard it's not great. Next question. In this game, we learned that one of the main characters of this popular cartoon was a rabbit all along. In this game, we learned that one of the main characters of this popular cartoon was a rabbit all along.
Simpsons Arcade.
Oh, Marge.
I think that's
yeah,
it,
when she
yeah.
gets, yeah. Yeah. What episode number do you think it was?
296.
296, The Simpsons Arcade, locking it in. It is 298, The Simpsons Arcade game. Tyler, you're officially on fire. We've got 3 in a row. You are on fire. Next question. This game was originally titled J-League Soccer, Prime Goal 3. European Prime Goal?
European Prime Goal. 90 minutes.
90 minutes European
Goal.
Prime Goal. What episode number do you think that was? I remember where we were when we recorded it.
312.
312, 90 minutes European Prime Goal, locking it in. It is, in fact, 303, 90 minutes European Prime Goal. That was a weird TADPOG.
Yep. Yep.
Next,
What? You don't think me by myself talking about a soccer game in the middle of a divorce would be a weird episode?
That's one that I'm actually like, I do not remember what we talked about, but I do cringe thinking about what we might have talked about.
Yep.
Next question. This game follows a chef collecting his stolen ingredients. Basically, it's Tyler Holland, the game.
We were just
talking about
What are
that.
you fucking talking about?
Well, you have your ingredients stolen all the
I
time.
just keep losing them.
We were just talking about this game before recording.
Yep.
It is 1, 2, 3.
Out to lunch.
What episode number do you think it was? And also, don't question why we were talking about this game before.
Well, what was the last one?
303.
I'll go 312 again.
312 out to lunch. It is 317 out to lunch. Very close. Next question. This game contained a rodent as a sidekick and was viewed through the panels of a book. That is Comic Zone for the Sega Genesis. I don't know the episode number, though.
331.
331, Comic Zone, locking it in. It is 331 Comic Zone.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
We get one back. We get the first one back.
Right, yeah, it's fine.
There you go.
Last question, kind of. This RTS game was based on a film, which was based on a book.
It's got to be a Genesis game, right?
Yep, I know what it is.
Okay.
It is Dune.
Good job, man. Yeah.
It's either that or Herzog-2, but I don't remember a
You already
book.
You already pulled the Herzog-2 card pretty good. Surprised the shit out of me.
What episode number do you think Dune was?
323.
331 was Comic Zone, so it's got to be
you're
after
right.
that. And kind of close.
337.
337, Dune, locking it in. It is 338, Dune, the battle for Arrakis. Bonus question. Funimation, you will win $10,000 if you can finish a game in one try. And by that, I mean no game overs and having to start again. What do you pick? I would go with Mickey's Castle of Illusion, says Ross, on the Master System because my son loved watching it and I would have to play it once a day for weeks. How about a game you can't lose?
Like Color a Dinosaur.
Like Color a Dinosaur or Mario Paint is what I was thinking.
I
Or
do.
Acme Animation Factory.
I do Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? Yeah, that is a pretty easy one. If I'm playing for real,
I could probably do Super Punch Out.
wow. Yeah, wow. That's impressive. I brought up Little Nemo. We got Little Nemo Dream Master, which is like, I don't know 100% that I could. I know that there is a chance that I could do that.
Yep.
Yeah. But like that makes it.
Now remember, charge shots. Always use a charge
Yeah,
shot.
absolutely. And you can also still hit enemies with that staff when
Yep.
you get it too. So there we go. Thank you for the quiz, Ross. It was excellent.
Mostly.
Sorry I said fuck you in the middle of it.
I'm not. That's a bullshit first question, Ross, and you know it. You baited me.
Got you baited. All right.
Well, we already know what the next game will be. We sorted it out last week.
The randomizer selected Micro Machines for us.
Micro Machines.
Micro Machines. So is that what we're doing? Moving
Yep,
forward, Micro
yep,
Machines?
Micro Machines.
All right. I'm weirdly looking forward to it.
So thanks for listening, everybody. Next episode, Micro Machines. Hey, you want more TADPOG content? Well, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Spotify.
I have bad news about
Ooh,
Spotify.
okay.
Remember when I was like, I'm working on putting the entire backlog on Spotify? Turns out there's a limit.
Really?
Yeah, because I uploaded a bunch, and as far back as it'll go is like somewhere in the 450s. So it seems like there's like some kind of And I know that if you go on Spotify and look up other like big podcasts, you'll be like, there are more. But that's because they're big podcasts.
There's got to be some sort of premium account or some shit.
And like, I promise you, Spotify does not give a shit about us.
Yep.
So it's like one of those where it's like, fuck, I guess we're kind of limited in what we can upload. But the good news is that we have some of our backlog up there. And I am still going to upload to Podbean. That's our go-between for Spotify. So there will be another location where there will be a backlog.
There's a whole bunch on YouTube.
Yep.
Whole bunch on YouTube.
Yeah. And I've got a whole bunch of like archived Twitch streams on YouTube that I've set to private for the time being.
The website is much easier to download episodes from. So you can also go to the website
now,
and download.
Yeah. We had
much
to
easier.
install a new plugin, which lost some stat tracking, unfortunately, but I feel like the benefit has been far outweighs the stat tracking that we lost, because like the player is better now on the
much
site.
better.
And also that plugin opened up how many episodes we could have of our backlog on iTunes. So it's now we got like 300 episodes in our backlog on iTunes, which is very good.
That branches the gap between YouTube and iTunes. So basically our entire catalog between those two sources is up.
Is available. And it's also available on the site.
Yeah.
So
well, you got TADPOG on Facebook. That's memes and episodes.
Sure.
But you want that deep, dark, dank shit. That's TADPOG Nation. And then if you're a good boy, you get on the Discord. You already plugged that, so we got the TADPOG Discord.
bit.ly/Discord. It's a fun group. It really is. It's a fun group.
We've got TADPOG_podcast on Twitter and Instagram. And then most importantly, we want to go back and thank these people on Patreon.
Yes. Again, I said this last episode, and I will reiterate that on this episode. We are not the biggest podcast, but I do think that we have the most supportive listeners.
Yeah, we do.
Because we have even more people who stepped up to help us out. So thank you. We appreciate it.
I'm trying to find how far back that goes. Because I think it goes back quite a ways from... So I'm going to go back and pick a random point to start saying thank you. All right, so... thank you very much. Let's see. I know we hit Chase Coburn. There's no L in that. Coburn. Cubicle Monkey. Kyle Pertleball. Thomas Deek. Shane Davis. Michael P.S. Warren. Nick Price. Catch Penny Gaming. Zeus Laser. George Brinson Jr. Christian Bard, who I have to ship a pig mask out to.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Let's see. Ross Rachel Green. Oh, for some reason it says Ross Pondus Taylor Green. I don't know
Who's
what
that?
he's trying to get at. Yeah, it's Ross. You know your name. Know your name, Ross. Paul Clark, Donald Balella, Dane Burchett, Joseph Phillips, Ben Hannibal, Jeffrey Cross, Brian Neves Rosa, Chicks with Dixon. Thank you, Chicks with Dixon.
We appreciate it.
Very much. That was very big.
Yes.
Chris Edler, Pinball Archmage, Chris Edler, Nathan Eaton, Jeffrey Cross. That's very big.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's see, Pat Lashinger, thank you very much. And Shane Johnson, thank you very, very much. Huge.
Absolutely. It's going to make a very big difference.
Yeah,
and
it is.
It gives, I'll speak for myself, but I imagine this is also the same for you.
Hell yeah, it is.
It gives me a sense of comfort that I wouldn't have otherwise. So it is a big deal to me. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Our theme song is Moose by Seymour Tribe. Look at that track from the show at TADPOG.com. But do we have any executive producers?
We do. This show was executive produced by the following people. Cubicle Monkey, he absolutely needs a title.
Oh, you're right.
Cubicle Monkey sounds like a title, but he needs a title. So let's work on that.
Okay.
Cubicle Monkey, Usurper Grimm, God Emperor Alex Pena, Cody Phillips, Chase Coburn, Cousin David Galino, Chicks with Dixon, which is a name and a title altogether. Laud Mulaney Dennis, Joseph Phillips, Platinum member Brett Miller, the Eightfold Daniel Abernathy, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Drinksmith Joey Webster, Executive Producer Dig Dougie, Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, and Sandwich Pope Phil. If you interact with any of those people at any time, tell them, give them a virtual handshake.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Buy
Buy them a virtual beer because they are seriously helping us out right now.
Hell yeah. How you going to close this one out, Dave?
Like moles on the moon.
Okay. So until next time.
That's what they sound like. It's fact.
I don't know.
What was that?
Shoot the super scope and then.
What? No. I don't know. I don't know about that. That sounded like the David the Gnome theme to me.
It's a David the Gnome.
I'm good to go, I think.
Okay.
Let me see if Super Scope 6 is in here. Hey, out to lunch. I just opened right up to it. 2 stars. Batman Forever ranked better than Out to Lunch.
That's horse shit.